Broads Media.
I can't stand hearing Doc Rivers after the game always mention over and over and over again. I just didn't like our offense. It got stagnant. A lot of people were just standing around. Hello, Doc. Hello. Isn't that on you? Don't you think maybe you should have your handprint on that? If you feel as an NBA head coach that something's happening out there that you don't necessarily like, ding, 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 make it better, at least attempt to. And another thing, why in the hell are we taking everybody off the floor at the same time? Would they have still lost this basketball game? Maybe, because the Phoenix Suns are a damn good squad, and they know what they're doing. Chris Paul operating the floor, setting their offense up. He had that massive bucket late. Look, the Suns were able to execute their offense down the stretch. You had Chris Paul doing his standard mid-range jumper shot. You had them knocking down their free throws, and they just executed better. What else was there? Oh, it was when Tobias Harris ended up getting stripped, and they hit that big three. That was brutal. While the Sixers just couldn't get anything in the rhythm. You know, you get Seth Curry's only shot of the damn night there at the end after such a slow start, and even Doc mentioned that they were thinking about sitting him. They were thinking about kicking him to the curb, but to me, that's not what you do. When you have a professional like Seth Curry, even though it was awful and it was a tough watch, you let him ride it out and you still let him take those shots, because even Allah said this during the broadcast. It's not as if these aren't Seth Curry shots. These are Seth Curry shots. They just weren't falling. Pump fake. He gets ran off the three-point line, so then he takes a mid-range jumper a few steps in, and it ends up bricking, hitting the back of the iron. Look, I'll say this about Seth Curry before everybody freaks out. Tobias Harris was piss poor early. I told everyone to relax. Tobias Harris was not bad. And now he just continues a beautiful stretch. And he was fantastic tonight. Put up 30 points, had some awesome takes to the basket, played smooth. And, you know, during that first half, when you go Tobias plus bench, he really generated a ton. That's why I can't stand watching Doc Rivers go to this lineup. Furkan Korkmaz, Danny Green, Matisse Thybulle, Andre Drummond, and George Niang. What did you think, Doc, was going to happen? Please let me know, Doc, what you thought when you put that lineup on the floor. What did you think was going to happen? Because I'll tell you for free what I was screaming at my damn television. Here we go again. Here we go again. It's crazy to me that this guy is a Hall of Famer, one of the best to ever do it. How do you not have brain cells? And then he literally talks about we need a guard. We need another guard. I'm with you. And I even had this tweet after the game. Someone tweeted at me and said, bro, you know it's not Doc's fault. Look at the bench. Who would you put in to play when you have got to recalibrate you target? Oh, okay, you're not making much sense here, Larry, when you're texting in, or tweeting in. How about we use English here? But anyway, his point is, what do you want him to do when the bench is trash? Furkan, Drummond, Niang, no combination can fix that. Wrong! I'll tell you what can fix that. Staggering your starters. Okay, there's a reason why I see a graphic pop up on my screen, and I see that Tyrese Maxey, Tobias Harris, and Joel Embiid are the ones that are actually having some offense and scoring you buckets. So here's a great idea. Let's take all them off the floor. Come on, Doc. We're all laughing at you. That's terrible. They still might have lost that game because they do have Chris Paul, Devin Booker, 35. Mikal Bridges, stud. Not that I'm surprised by that. I knew when they drafted him. There was a reason why I was pumped up when they selected him before the trade went down. Did I anticipate him having this type of repertoire at this level of consistency to this point? Not really. I thought it would take a little bit more time for him to kind of blossom, but he did it rather quickly. And I'm sure there's extra motivation when he come to the Wells Fargo Center when Zahir Smith isn't even there, even though let's not lose sight of what that was all about. You got an unprotected first-round pick back in return, which ultimately got you Tobias Harris. We know the story, but I'm just saying, most people when they talk about it, oh, you traded Mikal for Zahir. Like, Zahir was like the extra added stuff to the side. You did it for a first-round pick that was unprotected, and that's why I did. But I digress. I mean, the kid is definitely sensational. He had some big-time moments in this game. And by the way, speaking of Doc Rivers and Danny Green, was there a time where I really saw him out there with some turnover? What are we doing? Why is he in that position to begin with? And that's where I can't really, I can't dive into this. Like, seriously, Doc, you put your players in that position to fail? They might have not have won. But all I can ask for is to maximize your current roster. Put your players in the best position to succeed, even based off of your limitations. And if you fail that way, that's fine. But then I can at least say, okay, Doc, I can get behind it. I could support your logic. I see what you were trying to do, and there's sense. There's no sense in a bunch of Doc Rivers. And it's hilarious because it's painful, don't get me wrong, but it's hilarious because of the way that he views himself. And I don't think he should believe that he blows, to be fair. But how do you look at this game and when you're staring the media in the face, instead of, I don't know, realizing that you had a lead in the third quarter and then it slipped miserably and you were a part of that, instead of just saying we need a secondary guard, we need another guard, we need another player on this team at the guard position, right? However the hell he phrased it, we know the moral of the story. How about you acknowledge that there's things that I could have done differently to maybe stop the bleeding? There's guys that can actually score on this team, and while they were scoring, I elected to put all of them on the bench at the same time. And maybe if I realized that I could have been sharper, then that lead wouldn't have been cracked into as easily as it was. I don't know, Doc. Just thinking. Just using the thing that's inside my head here.